What's up, everybody, and welcome to your next C# Monogame RPG tutorial. And this tutorial, we are going to continue where we left off in the last tutorial. And for us to continue, we actually need we need to actually have a tile sheet or a tile map or whatever you want to call it. And so we're gonna actually create a quick one today. Now, before I continue, I'm using a brand new screen recording software. I hope you like it. I hope it's clearer. It should compress the file format so it won't take that much space on my computer. Also, the editing process for my videos was taking way too long, so I've gone with a fixed region on my computer screen. So hopefully the text is really easy for you to read. I've done a lot of testing and all that stuff, so it should be easy for you to read. Everything should be easy peasy, lemon squeezy, whatever. But if you have any problems, then just let me know, and I will try and address those issues. Okay, so now to continue with this tutorial. What we want to do is we want to open up Google Chrome. And we want to go to studioevil.com, and in this drop down menu, we're going to click the box of evil. Now once you read the right here, it says the box of evil is a collection of graphic resources you can download and use for free. So we're going to click down here to download the box of evil, and we're going to see a bunch of resources. So once you just to show you what you're going to get with it, so in the box of evil, there's a lot of the different things you can use. Feel free to, oh man, that was just something earlier on. It's a bunch of things that you can use in your game. Check them out. Feel free to use them in your game. But all we really want to use right now is the terrain textures. So what we're going to do is open up a program like Paint.net or Photoshop or GIMP or something like that. And I made this canvas region 320 by 320 pixels, so we can store 10 images across, 10 images down, for a total of 100 images in each sprite sheet. Now by default, these images are 256 by 256. I've just scaled them down to 32 by 32 pixels so we can put them on our sprite sheet. You can, however, if you want, you can store them in your tile sheet as 256 by 256. But I've decided to shrink them down and paste them on my tile sheet like so. So now that I've gotten that done, I hope I've actually aligned these properly. I don't think I have, but well, I hope I have. Well, whatever. We'll see actually when we run this program. But once you're done aligning them in a sprite sheet, we want to save them, and I'm going to save it in our project folder and in our content. Now we don't have a maps folder inside of our gameplay, so what we're going to do quickly is reopen Visual Studio. We are going to scroll down, and let me just move this down so you can see it a bit. So as you can see, on the left hand side, what we're going to do is we're going to add a brand new folder, and we're going to call this folder let's call this tile sheets or whatever you want to call it, whatever. So we'll create that tile sheets folder. And what we're going to do now is we are going to open back this folder right here. No, sorry. We're going to open Paint, sorry. And, oh, I hope I didn't do something wrong. Okay, so we're going to save as. We are going to go into our project folder. And in the tile sheets, we'll just set it as ground. So these are our ground tiles or whatever. And so we've gotten that loaded. We've got that loaded in. So now we can exit out. We don't really need to. Well, whatever. We'll minimize it. X these things out, and we're back to Visual Studio. So let me just straighten this up for you guys. So, okay. So now that we've gotten that done, we can actually get to our code. So one thing that we have to do that what we forgot to do in the last tutorial is we actually have to get an image to our sprite sheet, and we're gonna make this public. So public image, and in our constructor, we're going to have we're going to initialize it just in case. Did I say instructor and our constructor? I don't know if I said instructor or not. Sorry, I'm really tired. And so we're going to make a new list for the tiles. So it's going to get rid of this squiggly, well, it should later on. So now that we've gotten our image and such like that, what we're going to do is we're going to open back up our map.xml file. So where is that? So this is our map1.xml, and let me just move this over here. And what we're going to do is in our layer, we're going to say our image, and we're going to put our path. And the path to our image is gameplay tile sheets and ground. So for this specific layer, the tile sheet that we're gonna have is the ground tile sheet. And with these numbers, what's gonna happen is we're gonna end up drawing the first tile. So it's the first tile in the x coordinate and the first tile in the y coordinate, which is this grass tile, which we're going to be able to crop out and we're going to be able to draw. So anyways, what's going to happen now is we got the first value, we got the second value, and that's cool, but we have to be able to do stuff with it. So what are we going to do with it? So before we can even continue with this class, we're going to go over to our tile class, and we are going to we have two we're going to include two using statements, and we're going to have our load content, our unload content. Wow, the screen recorder is making the text look kind of like show up kind of laggy. Oh well. So we've gotten load content, unload content, update, and we've gotten draw. So we have all those four main methods. And what we're going to have right now is we're going to have a vector 2 called position, and we're also going to have a rectangle, and we'll just call this source rect. Okay. So in our load content parameters, we're going to take a vector 2 for our position, and we are going to take a rectangle for our source rect. And what we're going to do, we're going to say this position is equal to position, this source rect is equal to source rect. And what's going to happen is that we're going to actually, or what we should do, sorry, before we even continue, is we're going to get we're going to have some get and set method, or we're just going to have two get properties or whatever. So we're going to take a rectangle to source rect, and we'll just have get, and we'll say return source rect, and we'll do one for vector 2 for position, return the position, and voila. So we're just gonna just get the position, and we're gonna get the source rect. So what we're gonna do now is we're gonna go back to our layer class. Where are you, layer class? Okay, there you are. And what we're gonna do is in here, we're gonna say that if the string is not empty, then we're gonna say tiles dot add, and we're gonna add a brand new tile. Yay, we got a brand new tile. So now we're gonna say if tiles dot count -1, we're gonna load the content. Now we have to give it a position, and we have to give it a source rectangle. So there are two ways that we can go about it. So we can either change these to for loops and then use the iteration variable to help us out with that. Or what I'm going to do right now is I'm just going to create a vector2 called position or whatever, and I'm gonna set it equal to tile dimensions subtract 32. And I don't know if I could do it like that. Let's say new vector 32. So we're gonna subtract by 32 in each. And what we're going to do is every single time we loop right here, we're going to say position dot y plus equals to tile dimensions dot x dot y, and every single time the string is not, or every single time we go through this for each iteration, even if the string is empty, what we're going to do is we're going to increase the position .x by the tile dimensions .x. And what this is going to do is it's going to specify the position of our tile and so on and so forth. So, actually, just a thought, we're probably going to want to put this in here just in case there's an error or something and there is an empty string. Yeah, we're only going to do it if the string is not empty. We're going to increase the x coordinate. So the position is going to be set to position. And so we need to have the rectangle. And the rectangle is going to, or we probably should call this after, because we're going to need the values for it. So the rectangle is going to be fairly simple. So the rectangle, we're going to make a new rectangle, and we're going to say it's equal to value 1 times tile dimensions .x, and this we have to cast it to an int type because a rectangle only takes integers. So we're going to say value 2 times int tile dimensions .y, and we're going to say the width is equal to tile dimensions .x, and the height is going to be equal to tile dimensions .y. And so we've created our rectangle from our tiles. Now when it comes to drawing, this is how we're going to draw. We're going to loop through each of the tiles that we have. So we're going to say tile and tiles, and what we're simply going to do is we're going to say image.position is equal to tile.position, and we're going to say image.sourceRect is equal to tile.sourceRect. And then we're going to call image.draw. So what exactly is going on here? So we store the position of the current tile, we store the position and the source rect, and this should have an extra parentheses. But what we've done is we set the position of where the tile is supposed to be located on the map, and we've stored the rectangle, so the actual where the tile is cropped out. So we store the coordinates of the individual tiles. So for in this instance, we're cropping out this tile. We're setting the coordinates to crop out this tile. Then when it comes to actually drawing it, we'll take our tile sheet, we'll set the position for our tile sheet, we'll set the source rect for our tile sheet, and then we'll draw our image to the screen. And that's it. That's in turn how it's gonna work. And right now it's saying that tiles is never used. Maybe Kayak we have to rebuild it. But with that being said, everything should work correctly. So all we have to do is, I guess, we just have to run it, and hopefully it runs successfully. So it doesn't contain doesn't take null as the parameters. So it's saying the texture is null, and it's a simple error which I always do. It's a real bad habit of mine, but it's a pretty simple fix. If we go to our layer class, where are you, layer class? Once we load our image, I never called image.load content, and so it never loaded anything. And we can make a call to image.unload content, and we can update the image if we want, but we don't really need to. And let's run this one more time. Sorry for it running so slow. It shouldn't. It's just this new screen recorder, so I might have to try a new one. So it says the file path wasn't found. So gameplay tile sheet. So I probably spelled something wrong. So let's check this out. So it's in gameplay tile sheets, and I never added it to the project. So add existing item, go to the folder, add it in, and let's try this one more time. And as you can see, we've gotten something drawn, but it's not drawn correctly. It's not drawn the way we want it to draw. So let's see exactly what's going on. And I'm pretty sure I know what's going on. So let's check it out. Let's go to our layer class. So what we have to do when it comes back to this iteration of the loop, what we have to do is reset the dimensions back to negative 32 or whatever. And you know what? We don't even need to do that. This should be negative tile dimension. Sorry. That will make it easier. And what we're gonna do is up here, we're just gonna say position x is equal to negative tile dimensions dot x. And just by doing that, we're just gonna reset the position every single time we need to increase the y position. And therefore our map should be drawn correctly. And and there we go. So now we've gotten our map drawn. So now let's say we want to draw some of the other tiles that we have. So say for instance we want to draw like this one. Sometimes we want to draw this one or that one or whatever. So the first number in our map represents the tile in the x coordinate, and the second number represents in the y coordinate. So if you've ever worked with like Cartesian planes or something in school, you'll go, or you work with the transformations or something like that, you'll go like 3 steps one way, 4 steps down one way, or 4 steps up one way, or whatever. So this is how it works. Let's say we want to crop out this tile. We'll go 0, 1, 2, 3. And in the y coordinate it's 0, so it will be 3, 0 if we want to crop out this one. Let's say there was a tile down here, we'd say 0, 1, 2, 3, 0, 1, 2, so it'd be 3 and 2. So what we want to draw some of these other tiles, so let's just try and draw them in. So let's look at our map, one XML file, and we just drag this in so you can see it. So, I guess we'll just put we'll put one there. And we'll draw a few things. And we'll just draw those few things right there. And let's see what we get. As you can see, it has drawn the other tiles, and we can walk across it. So I'm going to end this tutorial here. I hope you enjoyed it. Our map class is still not perfect. We haven't added in any collisions. We haven't added in like any blank tiles in case we don't want tiles here. We haven't added in that stuff, so we can add in that stuff in the next tutorial. And then after that, once we add in collision and stuff, we can get to making our map editor. Because what we want to do is in our map editor, we want to be able to set collidable tiles in our map editor so that it automatically sets collision for us and it does all that good stuff. So anyways, I'm going to end this tutorial here. Hope you enjoyed it. Thanks for watching. Don't forget to comment and subscribe. And bye for now.